Good afternoon, Vaqueros. Thank you so much for joining us again on our second Info Depot of the week. And my name is Mabel Cortina Matos. I am the event manager of the Student Unions. Joining me today is Homer Villalobos, Assistant Director of Card Services, and Miss Adriana Nava, Student Union Manager at the Edinburgh campus. Thank you both so much for joining us today. Homer is going to be talking to us today about the V OneCard, the V OneCard app, as well as VBucks. We saw that at the UTRGV students platform, there was a lot of questions about the VBucks. So we gathered them and we're going to be addressing some of those here today. Thank you so much for joining us again. And Adriana, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Mabel. I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
and
thank
you, Mr. Villalobos, for joining us today, taking the time out of your day to answer all of the questions that the students have asked on social media platforms and that have come to the union themselves to ask. So we really appreciate it.
No problem. Glad to be here.
Thank you. So first and foremost, what is the V OneCard office and what are the services that you provide for the students?
Okay. So simply said, the V OneCard office produces, issues, and manages ID cards for the campus community. Aside from that, we also manage and provide support for other resources around campus that interface with our card system. And there's a lot more that goes on in the background, but for students, you know, we're the place where you're going to get your ID card and where you're going to get help and support to resolve any issues you have with your card or with your V OneCard account.
Well, that's good to know. I know that we have a lot of incoming freshmen or new transfers, really. And for those who don't know, are they required to have a V OneCard?
Yeah, so the short answer to that is yes. But you are required to have one as an active member of the university because, you know, it's your official ID and it's going to prove your status with the university. You're going to need it to access campus services and resources, but I think more importantly, it helps to enhance the safety and security of our campuses.
Yeah, just in case, just in case somebody wants to take your identity, that's yours. Nobody else will be able to have it. That's good to know. And since they need a V OneCard, what can you use your V OneCard for?
Well, it can be used for a variety of things around campus, which is why we like to say, and if you see above me, it says it's your key to campus life, right? It's going to be your library card, your rec center pass. It's going to be your door key for accessing buildings. You're going to need it to access your meal plans if you live on campus, or if you have a volunteer meal plan as well. And you'll also use it as your ticket to athletic or other campus events like Distinguished Speaker Series events.
Yes, actually, I have used my V OneCard for the rec, for athletic events, and even for the distinguished speakers. That's a big one because I know for the general public there is a charge, but for students, and there's also a charge for the athletic events, but for students with your V OneCard, it's free. And yes, I think that's just great. I mean, like, every student could go and support the teams or can go and see the speaker that they would like. And it's just a very nice, and it makes the university feel really safe because you are required to have the V OneCard to enter into those events or buildings and things like that.
Yeah. As students, you have a lot of privileges, and the V OneCard is going to help you access those. So take advantage of it, for sure.
Yes, and where are the offices located on the Edinburgh and the Brownsville campus for the V OneCard?
Okay, so we have an office in Brownsville and Edinburgh, right? Our Brownsville office is located in the campus store, which is at the corner of Ringgold Road and Gorgas Drive. And this is actually right across the street from the Student Union there in Brownsville. Now, our campus stores are managed and operated by Follett. So since we share the space with them in Brownsville, we are currently tied to their hours of operation. So those hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And on Friday, it's going to be 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. But I'd recommend that you check our website for any changes to our hours especially towards the end of the semester or in between semesters, our hours can fluctuate a little bit, maybe even from week to week during that time. In Edinburgh, our office is located on the second floor of the Student Union, and we do operate there with normal business hours, which is going to be Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., with extended hours until 7 p.m. During the first week of each of our semesters. So this week we'll be open only until Thursday, though. It's going to be Monday through Thursday until 7 p.m.
Just in case anybody needs to go get their V1 card, they are more than welcome to. And also, I know that they can look up the hours of operation on your website and even give the V1 card office a call to their numbers that you can find on the website as well.
Yes, absolutely.
So there are times where the ID cards get lost or for some reason stolen. Is there a replacement fee, and where is the replacement fee charged if there is one?
Okay, sure. Yeah, your first ID is going to be free, right? But if you do need to get a replacement, the fee will be $12. As far as the payments go, we don't do any cash handling in our offices anymore. So what we're doing now is just billing the fee to your student online bill, which can be paid online through Assist, the same way you're going to pay your tuition fees. We have found that students find this to be a preferred method for them. It's just a more convenient way to do it. Now, if you would prefer to make the payment in person, you can do that also by visiting our bursar's office, but you're going to do that after we post the charge to your student bill. But either way, you'll have until the end of the semester to make the payment, although you're going to want to do it early on. Don't wait until the end of the semester because you'll probably get holes on your student account.
Mm-hmm. I know that you did mention that the students can go in person to the V1 card offices, either on the Edinburgh campus or on the Brownsville campus, to receive their V1 card. But due to COVID-19 and the pandemic that's been going on, some people just don't feel comfortable going on campus to receive their ID. So is it possible to get one at home?
Yeah, okay, so this is probably going to be one of our most frequently asked questions, especially during the past year. And the answer is yes to both your questions. You can visit our office during our business hours, of course, or you can submit a request for your ID online. And for online requests, we have a step-by-step guide linked on our V1 card homepage that you can reference. The guide is going to direct you to our online portal called Get. So what I would like to do is introduce you to the Get portal, because I think we can answer a series of other questions you may or may not have just by navigating the site. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and show you where to access the portal and what you can do once you're in. So let me go ahead and do that. All right, you can see my screen?
Yes, I can.
All right, so to access the portal, you're going to want to go to my.utrgv portal, which is where all the students are going to go to access many of the resources you have on campus, or many of the resources that we have. So yeah. Let me go ahead and log in. Okay, so under your applications menu here, what you're going to be looking for is going to be the V OneCard app here. So let me go ahead and click there. You know what I'm going to do while that's loading? I'm going to change my cursor size a little bit. That way you don't lose it and can follow along. Maybe a little bit better. I'll change the color too. All right, how's that? Can you see my pointer?
Yes, that's perfect.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, so here's the landing page, or the login page really, for our Get app. So we'll go to click here to log in. And this is what the main page, the overview page, looks like. You'll see that we have an overview here of the different plans that you might have on your account. Down here we have a list of recent transactions that you may have made. And on this section right here, this will link you to where you can pull reports and you can save those to your records if you'd like.
Okay.
On this quick links menu, we have our most frequently used links or features of the Get app. And then down here is a pretty cool tool, and we'll go through that in a moment. But back to the question at hand, which was, how do you request your V1 card online? So under quick links, we're going to go down to the last link, which is online V1 card request. Okay, and that's going to take us over to our help page. And on this page, you're going to see a section here for requesting your V1 card online. And this is going to have some general information and instructions on what to do to make your request. Specifically here with items 1, 2, 3, and 4, this is just some information that we need at the card office to be able to process your request. So what you'll do is provide this information in the text box here below, and then you'll just click send.
Yes,
and
I see that it's asking for a mailing address, so the people who are requesting online, they will get it mailed to their house?
Yeah, they will get it mailed to their house, so we'll need a current postal mailing address. I'm surprised, even though we've had many students who have submitted their requests online, I am very surprised that we've had a lot of them get kicked back. We have a lot of return mail, so make sure, I guess, you're giving us the right information.
Yes, that way they can receive their V1 card.
Yeah, exactly. I think one thing I want to highlight here in the orange section, before you submit this request, and in this first section right here, it's got some important information. If you're uploading a new or updated photo, in order to avoid any processing delays, you're going to want to make sure you get that photo uploaded before you submit this request, and you're going to want to make sure that we approve the photo before that happens, because a lot of times we've had students that are submitting their requests, and then once we're there to process it, we realize that, well, there's no photo on file. They haven't submitted their photo, so we've got to email the student back, and then we have to wait for a response from them. And that's typically what we've been doing, but I think what we're going to be doing now is that we're just going to completely remove the request and just have them resubmit after they've uploaded their photo.
And for those uploading their photo from home, is there a guide that they can use to determine if their photo can even get approved for their V1 card?
Yes, absolutely. So let's go back to our accounts page, our overview page, and quick links. There is a link here to upload your ID photo. So let's go ahead and go in there. And then you'll see here that we do have our ID photo policies. So you're going to definitely want, also, in order to prevent any delays, make sure you do follow these policies, because we will reject them if they're not followed. So basically, in the end, after following these, basically your photo is the same as a passport photo. So down here you'll see a current photo if you have one, and then you'll go to choose your file, and then find your photo that you'd like to upload, and then upload it. As simple as that. And what will happen after that is our office will immediately receive an email stating that you've submitted a photo. We'll go in there, check it out. If it's approved, we'll approve it. You'll get an email notification either way, if it's denied or approved. If it's denied, we'll give you the reason for the denial.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Yeah, so once it's approved,
be confused.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly right. So if it's approved, you're free to then submit your request, as I showed you.
Does it have to be a white backdrop?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a white background, but we do want it to be kind of light colored, so there's a good contrast between, your hair and the background.
Adriana has led a couple of how to take your best selfies. So I'm thinking that there's how to take your best V1 picture sometime in the future, Adriana.
All right.
Hey, that would be a very interesting event.
I think that would be very helpful for us as well.
I wish the DMV would let you do this, because I would do this like in a second. I want to burn my driver's license.
I actually updated my V1Card photo for my freshman year because I looked different. So I was like, man, I think I need a new photo. But this was pre-COVID, so I went to go in to take my photo again, and now I have my brand new card with my updated photo. So I know a lot of students like to do that as well. They like to update their photos on their V1Card. Like, you wouldn't think of it, but there's actually quite a lot of people that just want to redo their photo.
Yeah, we've gotten some interesting photos submitted before. You can't take a photo with your pet or your trumpet.
Wow.
Yeah, so please stick to these policies. All right. Okay, so let's go back to the accounts page. I'd like to cover a couple of other things here. So let's say you've lost your card or it got stolen. So what you're going to want to do is go down here to the quick links again, and there's a link here to basically report your card as lost. And you're going to want to click this link, report my lost card. And what that's going to do is deactivate your card so it can't be used. And this is really important, especially if you have funds like V-Bucks or Dining Dollars or Meal Plan, or even access control in some cases, access to buildings. You're going to want to deactivate that card just in case someone else finds it.
Mm-hmm.
So after you've done that, you can submit your request or come to our office to get your replacement ID. And then you'll come back in here and notify that you've found your card, and that'll reactivate your account.
Wow,
Okay.
That's actually really convenient. Like, just in case
It is, yeah.
you lose it at night and the V1Card office is not open, you can just go on the Get app and state that your card is lost. That way, in case someone were to find it, they're not able to use your V-Bucks or your Dining Dollars or anything like that.
Correct.
That's a very nice feature.
Yeah. I think it's one of our most important features of the app. It really is. Okay, and then I guess the last thing I'd like to cover is our account, or the types of plans that you can have loaded on your card. So we have V-Bucks and Dining Dollars, and these two are going to be the default plans that are loaded to every student's account. So with that, I think the next obvious question is, what are V-Bucks, right? So well, first off, okay, we're gonna have to edit that, right? Well, okay, so what are V-Bucks, right? So, well, first off, I should clarify for the gamers and the the Fortnite fans that this is not that kind of V-Bucks. Okay, so they cannot be used as currency in Fortnite. I know that's probably not one of our frequently asked questions, but it's probably a good idea to throw that in here. Yes. So V-Bucks or Vaquero Bucks, those are funds that can be deposited to your V1Card account to be used on campus. And the places where you can use them, that includes our campus stores, right? So you can get your books and supplies and that sort of thing. The Student Union Game Room, dining for or food service locations as well, and any of our Coke or snack vending machines on campus. So the difference between V-Bucks and Dining Dollars is that the Dining Dollars can only be used for food, right, at our food locations. So that's really the main difference. You're not going to be able to use it at campus store, which we've had a lot of students try to do before.
Yeah.
And that's another question, or another reason we get that question on why are my V-Bucks not working? Because you don't have V-Bucks, you actually have Dining Dollars. And so yeah, that's the main difference there. So I think the next logical question is, how can I add funds to my card? So what you're going to do is you're going to want to go to this button here to add funds. So let's go there. That'll take you to a select payment screen, and what you're going to want to do is select your payment type. Credit card and Bill Me are the only two types we have. Students will only have the Bill Me option. Employees or staff and faculty also have the option to do this, but they do not have the option to bill to their accounts.
Okay.
So the Bill Me option, basically what you're doing is we're billing your student account. So any selection that you make, so let's go in there. So your deposit amount, we have a list here of preset amounts. you'll select the account that you want to deposit into. In this case, when you're doing Bill Me, you only have the option to do VBucks. So you continue, and then that'll automatically deposit the funds onto your card, and then we will post that charge to your student online bill. And you can pay that, the same way, like I said, you would your tuition fees through Assist.
Oh, okay.
Now, let's go back. And if you're doing a credit card deposit, you're gonna, again, select your preset amount. You'll choose, in this case, you can choose VBucks or Dying Dollars. And then you'll also need to have a credit card on file in order to complete this transaction. So you do that, again, continue, your credit card gets charged, and your funds are immediately available to use on your ID card.
Oh, okay. That's convenient as well. Just a way to add your funds onto your V OneCard through the app. Everything's new technology.
It's very easy to do. And I think another way to ask for funds, which is even easier for you, in this section we have the ask for funds, which is, as you see in the description here, do you need funds fast? Send an email to someone close to you to ask them for the funds. So let's say mom and dad, right? You need some money from mom and dad, so you submit them. You're gonna enter their email addresses here, their name. You're gonna select, which account you want the money to be deposited in, and then you can personalize a message to them here in this box.
So like, please, can you please send me some VBucks?
Yeah, exactly.
I
right.
really would like something from the bookstore.
Yeah, or finals are coming up. I need some coffee. I'm out of money.
Some snack money, please.
There you go. Yeah. All right.
That's actually cool. I think I'm gonna.
It really is. Yeah, I think you should.
For my own self, I'm gonna just tag my mom and my dad. Just like, hey, do you mind giving me some VBucks?
Yeah, exactly right. So then you'll submit it, and then they'll receive an email, and within that email, they're going to have a link that links directly to your account, so they can make the deposit. It's very easy.
Oh, that's
very easy.
Good to know.
All right.
Now,
So
of VBucks, real quick. I know that you did mention we can buy things at the bookstore. And when I was researching some questions for today's interview, I noticed that on Facebook, people love to talk about the things that they buy with their VBucks on Facebook. And the most recent one that I saw was this young lady purchased her graduation gown with her VBucks and her graduation cap. And she was super happy. She's like, guys, look at what I bought with my VBucks. And I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
The VBucks, you can buy quite a lot of things with VBucks at the
What a smart girl.
I know.
Yeah, absolutely. and the convenient thing there also is that you can buy in store as well as through Follett's online store. So we do have an interface through their store to be able to accept the VBucks online, which is great. I think we've had a lot of students doing that lately, especially with the the summer relief packages that went out this past summer. A lot of the students took advantage and made purchases at the bookstore through the online store.
Yeah. I know I used my VBucks for some food at the store. That's where all of my VBucks went.
Good,
to.
and that's good. I mean, a lot of our students do the same thing.
Yeah, so it's good
probably
to
most
have them.
use food on campus. All right, so this is these are the main features of the Get app, and I would encourage you to log in and explore it on your own. I think many of our students, especially our new incoming freshmen who may not have experience, with a bank account yet, this would be a good way for them to get started with that experience of monitoring and managing their finances in a really convenient way. I think it also gives mom and dad some peace of mind. In knowing that their student can learn to use their money responsibly and more importantly, using it for what it's intended for.
Yes. And I know VBucks are just for campus. You can't go to Chick-fil-A across the street.
Correct.
I'm here to pay my Chick-fil-A with some VBucks. The Chick-fil-A in the student union, however, can be used on VBucks, but not the one across the street, guys.
Right. And hopefully once things start getting back to normal and all of our restaurants open back up, yeah, you can definitely use it at any of the locations on campus.
That's good.
Okay.
Nice.
So that's pretty much it as far as the Get app goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop sharing my screen. Okay.
Well, speaking of VBucks, I think there's quite a lot of students. I know that I noticed on Facebook there was quite a lot of students who were asking, do VBucks expire?
Okay, so no, VBucks do not expire, especially the voluntary ones, the ones that you purchase on your own. These do not expire. They will roll over from semester to semester as long as you're an active student with the university.
Okay. So just in case, like if they get it what about the ones in the summer relief package?
Okay, yeah, right. So the summer relief package is a little bit different. It is a VBucks type of plan, right? But it's not exactly your voluntary VBucks. So for those of you logging in, if you do have the summer relief VBucks and you log into the Get app, you're going to see it as a different line item as far as your plans go. So those VBucks will expire at the end of the fiscal year, which is at the end of this summer. I think that's what, September 30th? No, wait, August 31st. I'm sorry. So September 1, it'll be expired. So you're going to want to use them before then.
Oh, okay. So the summer relief package VBucks do expire. However, the ones that you purchase yourself do not. That's good.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you. And for the students who don't use their VBucks, or I guess were gifted VBucks and they just don't want them, are they able to transfer them to another account?
Yeah, so regular VBucks again, it wouldn't be your summer relief VBucks, for example, you would not be able to transfer those over to another student's account. Regular VBucks that you've purchased or that you've been gifted, like say from mom and dad, for example, those we can transfer those over to another student's account if you'd like, absolutely.
Oh, okay. Because I think I was wondering if the summer relief VBucks were able to be transferred from an account, but no, it's not possible.
Correct, yeah.
Okay. And in case the VBucks don't get accepted either on the website for the bookstore, if they're purchasing something, who can they contact or what can they do when that happens?
Yeah, they can definitely contact our office and we'll certainly help them troubleshoot and figure out what the issue may be. 9 times out of 10 with this particular issue, the scenario is that the student has probably lost their ID and they went and got a replacement, and sometime down the road they found their old ID and tried to start using that one at some point and figured out that it didn't work anymore. So it's not that your account's not working, it's that you're using a deactivated card. So
and also I think you did mention earlier that people get confused with their dining dollars and VBucks. So they may say that their VBucks aren't working, but in reality they're using their dining dollars.
Exactly. So yeah, that would be another situation that we more commonly face with this particular problem.
Yeah, but of course they can always just contact you guys or visit the offices in Edinburgh and in Brownsville in case they ever need to get that problem solved. So
yeah, for sure, we will definitely help them.
Well, those are all of the questions we have for you today. We would like to thank everyone for joining, and a special thanks to Mr. Homer Villalobos for taking the time out of your day, out of your schedule, to sit with us to answer all of these questions that we had for you from these students. If there are any additional questions that students may have, feel free to either put them in the chat box below or contact the V OneCard office yourself. The number for the Edinburgh office is 665-7276, and in the Brownsville campus it is 882-7430. Again, thank you, Vaqueros, for joining us.
Thank you.